has a new head coach. They are in the Jesse Minter era. Lamar showed up to voluntary workouts yesterday, a change for the quarterback who last spring didn't attend 8 of the 9 on-field practices before mandatory minicamp. Look who's here. Peter Schrager. I haven't seen you in a long time. Hello. Higher or lower on Lamar Jackson this upcoming season?
Higher. I think the expectations were sky high going into last season, and then we had to level them off and plateau them during the season. But this team has now been built around Lamar Jackson, and his appearance yesterday is not going to make a difference come January or February. We know that. Symbolically, it was such an important thing for Lamar to just say, I've got this new coach's back, I've got this new offensive coordinator's back, and I am not only but I am here 10 toes on the ground in the building. I love the fact that Minter and him already have a great relationship. I spoke with Jesse Minter at the league meetings last week in Arizona and asked him, is Lamar going to show? And he looked at me and Laura Rutledge and he was like, we expect him to be there. And Lamar, he was there. I love the fact that the 29-year-old offensive coordinator with a fresh start and a fresh set of eyes in Declan Doyle. And I love the fact that it's no longer the same voice and the same message that we've been hearing in Baltimore for 18 years with the split from Harbaugh. I'm higher on them now than I was last year. I really think that this is a fresh start and it's good for Lamar.
I agree with you, but I don't think you told everybody the real reason why. So I'm going to push back on you.
Okay.
Lamar Jackson, we can act like we don't know, but he has something to do with John Harbaugh being gone. You know that better than most. You've been all over the story. You understand what I'm saying? And you know I keep my receipts. So I got you on camera saying it. So just hold on to that, okay? That's number one. Number two, understand that Lamar Jackson restructured his deal, created like $39.96 million in cap space for Baltimore for the upcoming season, okay? But after next season, that cap hit would be like $84 million. $84 million. Okay, so understand what that means. If he does have a subpar year, Baltimore's got some decisions to make. You understand? Because, of course, you know, you got to find out, you got to decide what you want to know. We can't imagine Lamar Jackson ever walking away from Baltimore. You ever letting him walk away from Baltimore. I mean, that's crazy. But in the same breath, this is the hard cap life of the National Football League. You lost Likely. You lost London Baum, your center, to the Raiders. You lost Isaiah Likely as one of your tight ends. So you've got those two guys that are gone, all right? Particularly with Likely, that's you're bereft of a weapon to rely upon. As a result, that puts even more pressure on you. To a lesser degree, Derrick Henry as well. I'm just looking at it from the standpoint you got a new coach that's asking you to buy all in. You're coming off your worst season, obviously due to injury, okay? But you've got injury, okay? But you've got get healthy, and you got to show up and show out because now what happened here? We got a situation where Derek Mays in New England, they going to Super Bowls. Josh Allen in Buffalo, he got a new coach. They've made some changes. They're coming, okay? Denver's not going away. They're the number one team. They were the number one seed in the AFC. They're not going away, and Patrick Mahomes is highly motivated because they even have a 500 record and they missed the playoffs. Ain't going out like that. There's a whole bunch of obstacles and impediments standing in the way of Lamar Jackson. Yes, the Baltimore Ravens collectively, but him specifically, because we all know that when he's flowing, the Baltimore Ravens are a force to be reckoned with. And when he's not, they're an average team. It's on his shoulders in a lot of ways. Financially, he handled it for this upcoming season, but everything else is on his shoulders as well. The future direction of this franchise is going to be contingent on how Lamar Jackson looks in terms of not just how he performs, but how much he shows, Peter, that he has left.
That's really well said. They have the 14th overall pick. I think it's one of the more fascinating picks in this draft. They can go offensive line and try to help out the loss of Linderbaum, who they were never going to pay the money that the Raiders paid, and they had to say farewell. Or they can go for another offensive weapon. I would look at Oregon tight end Kenyon Sadiq as a very interesting piece to offset the loss of Likely and to use him in almost a way that Travis Kelce has been used in Kansas City. To me, 14th pick, you thought you had Crosby. You don't have Crosby. Instead, you back this 14th overall pick and you have Trey Hendrickson. That might be a wash.
Let me tell you why I disagree with that. I think you have to go offensive line. You lost Linderbaum to the Raiders, okay? Huge. You have to protect Lamar, but you also got a run block for King Henry.
No doubt.
So you got dual issues right there. You got two very important issues. Your two primary issues if you are the Baltimore Ravens, is A, to protect your quarterback, and B, to be able to run the ball. So everything isn't dependent on Lamar Jackson, who's coming off an injury. And showing that, guess what? He's no longer invincible. He can get injured too. Now, I got to go offensive line if I'm Baltimore for that. I just have
But who's he throwing the ball to?
Oh, I think Zay Flowers,
Zay Flowers, Bateman.
he can play.
Okay,
Right.
sure.
He can play.
Mark Andrews is one of the better
Mark
tight
Andrews
ends.
is still there.
I'll think most quarterbacks would take those three weapons.
Sure, take those three weapons, but when you're
With
going
Henry
up
running
against
the
a
ball.
division, sure, but you've got a division where they are going to score a lot of points. And I'm sorry, I just feel like it's Zay Flowers, King Henry, and everyone else.
I think one of the most unique things is the message and how that for 18 years it has been the same face and voice to these people. It is now a new coach, a new defensive coordinator, a new offensive coordinator, and now it's basically Lamar. You are the man. It is not Harbaugh. It is Lamar's team. Fascinating to see how he comes out of the gates.
We will see what happens with Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens going forward. Again, new head coach there, Jesse Minter, new era. Hopefully it's up and up. Coming up here.
And if you were watching our show at the time that this happened, we had a big discussion about what it would mean if Lamar Jackson were to show up. He has, in recent years, not always gone to the openings of these voluntary offseason program days. And then within a minute of our having that conversation, coincidentally, the Ravens posted video of him arriving, and you were looking at it right now. So, Dominique Foxworth, you're close to the situation. What message do you take from Lamar Jackson being there on the very first day yesterday?
Well, it's certainly a statement. I don't think he's there because he needs help working out. I'm sure he has trainers and all that, and he skips these programs often and still has incredible seasons. So I think it's about making a statement. Lamar Jackson doesn't speak to the media very much, and the statement is that he is there in support of Jesse Minter and he's bought into this program. We'll see if that extends to, or that turns out to be a contract extension in the near future at some point this season. But for now, he's sending a message to his teammates and a message to all people in the media and fans that he's bought into the Ravens in the way that I think all parties will want him to be.
It feels important to me because this offseason, they made themselves the Baltimore Lamar Jacksons, right? I mean, there are very few players in the NFL of whom that can be said. But by choosing him in a power struggle, which is the way this thing is perceived, like over the legendary coach, and having him involved in the hiring process for the new coach, like it's his team now. So for him to be there and establish on day one, I'm the leader, this is how we're going to do things around here, that felt important to me.
I take no joy in this show saying, is he going to come? And then he does show up. But I will say that is sort of the magic of Lamar Jackson, not having an agent, not having a PR team around him, where he's going to do things at a beat of his own drum. And fortunately, right now, it seems like the beat of his own drum is the same rhythm as what the Ravens are drumming. And I was at the league meetings last week. Laura Rutledge and I are sitting with Jesse Minter, and we asked, is Lamar going to be there? He goes, I think he is. And it wasn't like he will be there. I think he is. So right now, this is a great sign. You want Lamar there. And to Nick's point, this is more symbolic than anything. Whatever he did yesterday physically is not going to help them in September and October. But the fact that he's in the building and present, that is an awesome sign.
Greedy, to use your term of sneaky big news, this is sneaky big news because you have a rookie head coach who has about a 10-minute honeymoon because they have massive expectations this year. Jesse Minter is not just a new coach, he's a rookie head coach. To have Lamar there really sends the right message, the way Peter said, symbolically. So John Harbaugh can handle distraction of Dexter Lawrence. He has a lot of pelts. Jesse Minter is trying to establish himself. The best way to do that, it starts with Lamar being there, even though it's voluntary. I think this was an important first step.
And it actually is also, to whatever degree we consider this significant, a vote of confidence, if that's the right word, from Lamar to the new coach, right?
Right, and Steve Bisciotti said at the annual meeting that, hey, we want him here long term, so let's see if a deal, I wouldn't say is imminent, but you'd like to hope if you're a Raven that your owner came out and said, hey, we're going to get a deal done. Lamar's there. Hopefully something can get done.
Do we expect that?
I would expect that they're having those conversations. Eric DaCosta currently is the man there, and they've done this before with Lamar. A couple years ago in 2023, they went down there to Boynton Beach, and they met in Pompano Lake, wherever they met with Lamar. They went down there. They were active. They were very busy during this exact time window. I would imagine Lamar wants to be a Raven. They want him, and they'll figure this out.
Does that feel important to you, Neek, that he gets a deal done before the season begins, just to put the ribbon on the whole thing?
Well, I don't think it feels important. I think they've made adjustments to make the cap number lower, but he has a no tag clause after this contract expires and a no trade clause with an $80 million cap hit next year. So the extension is going to get done really soon, or he's going somewhere else. Like, there's no other way to look at it. So I do think this season is huge for him, and he's demonstrating by being there that he wants it to be successful and he wants to stay in Baltimore.
That's the point. I mean, I think you want the message of everyone's part to be Lamar Jackson's the quarterback of the Ravens, period. End of discussion. We don't have to speculate it. We don't have to worry about it. He's just like Mahomes in Kansas City or whoever else. This is his team. He's going to be here forever. Now let's figure it out around him.
If he didn't show up, we're starting the show.
It's a story.
So
that's right.
It's almost like he's doing a bouquet of flowers to the organization and for everybody just to put this to bed for at least another week.
Yeah,